And I really don't think that you have to be an addict to mentor someone, walk the journey with them, and tell them that, like, listen, you know, God changed my life. And if you have to tell people that you're a man of integrity or a man worthy to follow or a woman of integrity or a woman worthy to follow, you might not be. It'll be obvious in your walk. And to me, Jim's walk was obvious to me. He does so much stuff behind the scenes. Like March 15th, we have a top name entertainer from a record label called Recording Artists Worldwide, Recovery Label. We're going to be hosting Bubba Sparks, country rapper. He was the other white guy when Eminem was out there singing. He was the other white rapper, country rapper. He's doing a 17-state tour, and we've booked a couple of venues for him. Jim, he lined it up in a day. I struggled for a day or two. And Jim's kind of like the guy I hand the ball off to always. Because I really don't have to worry about it when I give it to Jim. He's got to call me 37 freaking times a day. But just to bug me, not because he needs any input on how to fix anything. I'm going to let Jim talk about how he got to the Warriors Project. He got here by accident. And how his walk is with Christ today compared to how his walk was with Christ when he got here. Jim?
Thanks. The way that I got here is a little over a year ago. A buddy of mine reached out on Facebook, a guy I went to high school with. Really wasn't even a buddy then. Hadn't seen him in 20 years. And he decided he was going to reach out. I don't even like this thing. Decided he was going to reach out and just kind of see what I was up to. And he's a huge drinker. Reached out and asked me one day if I was a Democrat, and this is over a year ago, so it wasn't recent. But asked me if I was a Republican or a Democrat. I gave my answer. He proceeded to curse me out and call me everything but my name. But for some reason I knew that not to shut him down there and that he needed help, and it was his way of reaching out. So, over the next couple of days I just talked to him about what was going on in my life and, being married, and, I went to high school with my wife. We didn't date back then, we weren't sweethearts or anything like that, but we went to high school together, graduated the same year, and he had graduated the same year as me and my wife. So he knew my wife, and so this proceeded to, we were building a relationship and a friendship, and I knew that I needed to, and I really felt it as a calling then. And eventually he asked me about my relationship with Jesus Christ, and that he had been saved when he was younger, but he didn't really truly believe that he was, and asked me if I could help him out. Okay, so at this point, I am not there with my relationship with Jesus Christ either. I had a very strong relationship with Jesus Christ, but my biblical knowledge, my walk was good, but I wasn't living the way I should through Christ. And this kind of jumpstarted me right into that, because one of the most humiliating things I had to do is I had to go to my wife and tell her I need help. I just got asked to lead somebody to Christ, and I have no idea, not a clue. So I took about 20-30 minutes. My wife walked me through the whole process, and then I went and picked up Travis, and I led him to the Lord right there in my truck. And at that point, he had admitted, being an alcoholic and that he needed help. So I, without even asking my wife, said, I will commit to 4 days a week taking you to AA, because that's all I knew. All I knew was AA back then. I had no idea. So for the next month and a half, it was 4 to 5 days a week I was taking him to AA. I was working harder than him, but at this point didn't know it. So literally we were looking for a meeting we wanted to hit a meeting on Saturday morning, because there was a football game that me and him wanted to watch Saturday afternoon or Saturday night and Friday, so we couldn't do it, UOC or something. So we showed up, we thought we were being early. You know, I knew to show up an hour, you know, around an hour early for a meeting, whatnot. So I showed up about 12:15, and it was supposed to be an open discussion, which at that point, I still had no idea that much about AA, really. So we were sitting down, we were sitting over, they used the couch, used to be over there, we're sitting over there, and we're like, man, I've never been to an AA meeting where people are just, you know, people were out just talking, just, you know, they were having fun. And we're sitting there, and we obviously looked confused, because Phil come walking over, and he says, hey, buddy, what are you doing here? And I told him we were here at AA. He said, well, you know, this is the Warriors Project. Warriors Project. And, you know, he gave us a, what I call a 30-second elevator speech, because of my training, but basically just kind of sold us, like, gave me a synopsis of what the Warrior Project was about. And for me, I think it's something I was looking for too, because it was more of a, you know, family and team. And I grew up my whole life, sports. I was at, you know, I did 8 years in the Army. And from that day on, I never left. I've been with the project ever since. And, you know, I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes and helping out where I can, because I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses. And we're, you know, to speed things up, we were going to see Tiny do his league at Wilson Hall. And a couple guys, because Tiny gets, if you guys have been to anything, AA or any kind of recovery, everybody swarms to Tiny and Phil. So I'm always just like the guy looking back, like laughing, you know, like, these guys can't even, you know, they turn around and scratch their butt and they're bumping into somebody, you know. So a couple guys had asked Tiny to sponsor them. And, you know, and Tiny admitted, you know, right now, I think you'd be better off with somebody else, you know, because of my time and whatnot. And he just wanted to do them right. And he says, all of a sudden, it come out of his mouth, and I was like, please don't, please don't. He goes, Duck can do it. And at this point, I was like, I don't know, you know. So I looked at Tiny, and he just gave me the look, like, you can do it. And I said, yes. That's the best thing I ever did in my life. I can honestly tell you that my walk has been getting stronger and stronger through this project. But working with you guys, it has grown more than I ever thought it could. And I appreciate you guys. I thank you dearly from the bottom of my heart. But I enjoy it. This is family. This is my team. This is who I am. And thank you guys. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you.